Okay, in this video I am going to show how to create a custom display using the both or dynamic option as the display format. So one example of a time you might want to use this type of custom display is if you're creating a directory and you want to list summary information on one page, like just their name maybe, and then you can click a detail link or click that name and be taken to all of the information for that entry. So I'm going to show how to do that now. The first step for creating any custom display is to create a form. I'm going to go to my forms. I've already created a form to make this demonstration go a little bit faster. It's a form I've named user information, and it has 3 fields: a name field, an email field, and a phone field. And in addition to creating that form, I've also filled it out 3 times. So there's 3 entries, an entry for John, Fred, and Steve. Now I'm going to show you how to create a custom display to display those entries on the front end of your site. So to do that, we go to Custom Displays and click either Add New here or here, and give your custom display a name, Directory, and give it a key. I'm going to skip the description. This drop-down field is used to select the form you want to pull entries from. I only have one form on this setup, so that's the one I'm going to use. If you have more than one form, they'll all be listed here, and you just select the one you want to pull entries from. And as I said, we're going to use the both or dynamic display format. And when I click that, this parameter name option shows up. You can really type anything here that you want. Basically, it's used in the URL when you click that detail link. It's used as the parameter in that URL. So I'm just going to enter entry. And then for the parameter value, I'm going to use the entry ID. Okay, so now that we have that set, we are ready to fill out the content for our custom display. And in this before content section, I'm going to just type in before content so we can so you can see how this corresponds on the front end. This section, anything in this section does not repeat, so it's a perfect place for your UL or your beginning table tag because it does not repeat for each entry. So that's all we need for that section. For the content section, this is the section that does repeat for each entry. So this is going to be my LI, and for this video I'm just going to insert the entry creation date along with the name of the person who filled out the form. So if I were to look at this right now on my front end, it would show the date and time when the form was submitted, along with the name of the person who submitted it. This name, though, would be static text. We want that to be a link that takes me to all the information for that user. So to do that, we have to create a link. Okay, so that's a link. The only question is, where does the URL, where does it link to? And the easiest way to set up a dynamic detail link is to go to this drop-down menu under Helpers. There's an option to link to view single page if showing dynamic entries. That's what we want. And now that link is set up, that's all we need. After content is very similar to the before content section. It does not repeat, so it's where you want to put your closing UL tag or your closing table tag. And then just for reference, I'm going to type in after content. Okay, now we're ready to fill out the dynamic content section. This section is what displays after you click that detail link. So we want all of the information that we have for this user, for these users in this section. So I'm going to go ahead and put in their name, and let's make it fancy and put it in H2 tags. Make it big. And then I want their email address. But instead of just doing their email address, I am going to make it a mail to link. So href equals mail to. And this will make it so I can click on it and it will automatically open my email client, and so I can send them an email. And I'm going to use the email there as well, so it shows their email in addition to the link, or as the link I should say. And then last, we want to put in their phone number. And I think that should do it. I'm not going to go over these advanced options because this is a very basic video. If you have a question on what some of these are, you can hover over the information icon and it will give you a tooltip at the bottom of the screen. So I can go ahead and create my custom display now. There's my directory, what I've named my custom display, the form that it's pulling entries from, and the type of display format I'm using. I'm going to go ahead and copy this shortcode. And then I'm ready to create a WordPress page to insert my custom display into. So I'm going to go ahead and add new. Create my page and insert that shortcode that I copied. If you forgot to copy that, you can use this icon to select your custom display and then insert it into the page here. That's all I need, so I'm going to go ahead and publish and view my page. Okay, so when I view my page, you can see where I typed in before and after content. They are showing up there. And then my content section that repeats for each entry, I have the date and time stamp and a link that goes to more detailed information for each of these users. If you can see it in the bottom left of the screen, see the question mark entry equals 1. That entry, that's what I typed in for the parameter back on my custom display settings page. So that kind of gives you an idea of how that corresponds. I'm going to go ahead and click on Fred to see his information. As you can see, I've got Fred, his name in H2 tags, and then a mail to link with his email address followed by his phone number. So that's working exactly how we'd like it to. Now you can get a lot more fancy with your formatting than I did. You can add a button that takes you back to the list, and yeah, so there's a lot of variations you can do to this, but for this video, I think that gives you an idea of how to create a custom display using the dynamic format display, and hope that gets you started. If you have any questions, you can always contact us using our help desk.